Okay, what's up, tycoons? What's up, traders? Super excited for today's video. We're going to be breaking down Solana, taking a look at the daily chart. All right, we will go over the developments we're seeing in the SOL token. Right now we're really trading in no man's land right here, in between our major overhead supply zone and underhand demand zone. Okay, we do have a current chart pattern forming here, known as a head and shoulders. Do need to be cautious of that, as we have a left shoulder, we have a head, and we have a right shoulder, but we haven't gotten confirmation that the pattern is going to play out. These are really our three major levels that we have to get up above if we want to see any type of bullishness in Solana. I'll go over all of that, as well as some of the different signals you can use on the MACD, as well as the RSI, to spot potential entries and exits. It's really going to help the game out for you guys and really change a lot of things for you. But before we go and dive into the charts too much, let's talk about some of the recent news with Solana and also ChatGPT. Okay, so now Solana is getting into the AI bubble. All right. And AI is really taking the world by storm. And Solana Labs ChatGPT plugin allows AI to fetch blockchain data. Now, Solana users will soon be able to interact with the network through an open source plugin enabled on OpenAI's artificial intelligence chatbot, ChatGPT. The plugin will allow ChatGPT to check wallet balances, transfer Solana native tokens, and purchase non-fungible tokens when OpenAI makes plugins available, according to an April 25th tweet by Solana Labs, the development firm behind the Solana blockchain. Solana Labs is also encouraging developers to test out the open source code to retrieve on-chain data that they may be interested in. And if we dive a little bit deeper into that, the screenshot shared by Solana Labs shows that ChatGPT can retrieve a list of NFTs owned by a particular Solana address, which shares an attached metadata link to the NFT, presumably sourced from Solana Labs Block Explorer. Solana Labs did not mention whether the plugin would be launched when OpenAI makes the plugin feature available to all. The new ChatGPT plugins work by retrieving information from online sources and interacting with third-party websites to respond to commands requested by the user. The feature is currently being rolled out to all users. However, not everyone is satisfied with the development. One Twitter user asked Solana to firstly focus on developing a working block explorer, while another questioned what benefit it would bring to the ecosystem. It appears as though Solana Labs is now focusing more on AI, having also announced on April 25th that it will provide $1 million in funding towards projects that build AI tools on Solana. Now, this really does not surprise me at all, as AI is what every company across the globe is looking to do right now to increase capitalization, right? And draw new capital from new investors or from previous investors, right? Take, for instance, you go to the stock market, guys, the amount of times that AI has been mentioned in stock earnings has completely exploded and skyrocketed, guys. And the AI bubble is just now forming. Okay, it's very early still. All right, ChatGPT came out in late 2022, and since then we've really seen an explosion in the interest surrounding AI. But I think that that bubble is just now forming, and what you're seeing is you're seeing things like Solana Labs, as well as many other things, from other cryptocurrencies to, individual stocks in the stock market and other companies. They're all trying to get a piece of the AI bubble. Nobody really knows how to value the future potential of AI. And so, that's what's going to make it a bubble, right? Is certain people are going to see anything related to AI with a company, a token, a crypto, a stock, and they're just potentially going to throw money in that because they don't want to miss out on the AI bubble and don't know how to value it. And, there's a lot of potential still that, anything that really has good AI capability or lots of AI potential, this bubble could still be inflating, right? We don't know when this bubble is going to pop, but it definitely is the next bubble forming right now. And so that's why I wanted to update you guys, because, now we're hearing Solana talking about AI, or talking about AI incorporating ChatGPT into Solana and trying to find ways to capitalize and draw new capital, through AI. Now, we will dive into the charts, okay? But first, I'm going to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, which is the Tantrum Wallet. If you're not familiar, if it's not your keys, it's not your crypto, you don't want to keep your money on the exchanges, okay? Unless you're doing a short-term trade, It's not very wise to keep your money on the exchanges. We all saw what happened with FTX, and your money is truly not safe on those exchanges. So you want to get yourself a hardware wallet where you can safely and securely store your cryptocurrency. Now, before we dive into the charts, the content provided on this YouTube channel is for informational and educational purposes only and is not intended to be relied upon as legal, financial, or investment advice. Trading in stocks, bonds, commodities, and crypto involve a significant risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. So be sure to read through the full disclaimer before moving forward. And we'll go ahead and hop into the chart now. So what we're looking at here, as I mentioned before, we're trading in no man's land right now. Okay, just really consolidating at our major levels right here that I gave in the last video. Below our overhead supply zone and above our below demand zone. Okay, these are the key areas that you really want to be, paying attention to. And we're not going to be bullish until we break above 27.13. All right. And there's a very specific reason why. The main reason is that is our 61.8% retracement level. Now, what are the retracement levels, you may be asking? Well, there are three most common and well-respected Fibonacci retracement levels. You have the 61.8, the 50%, and the 38.2% levels. And, you use the Fibonacci's to identify trend continuation versus trend reversal, because nothing moves in a straight line down and nothing moves in a straight line up. Rather, you get a move down, a retracement, continuation of the trend, or a move up, retracement, continuation of the trend, right? And so the fibs will help you identify that trend continuation. But you can also use them to spot reversals. If you move down, retrace, and then you start to consolidate and break through those retracement levels, you can spot a potential upside reversal. Same thing to the downside, right? If you move up, retrace, and you start to consolidate and break through those retracement levels, you can spot a potential downside reversal. So, when we see the huge sell-off that we had, surrounding FTX, right, we have made a healthy retracement all the way back up precisely to the 61.8% retracement level, but we haven't been able to break out from it. Now, what we have done is we've moved down, we retraced, and we started to consolidate, as I mentioned. So, the odds are increasing that we could break through this 27 level and potentially head back to our overhead supply zone around 34 to about $40. But there's still lots and lots of work to be done. Okay. Ultimately, this could be healthy consolidation to continue the downtrend, right? We need to be very mindful of that. But rather than seeing a quick move down, retracement, and then continuation of the trend to new lows, we have been consolidating, right? So it's nice to see price consolidating here. We're really ultimately stuck in a range. If we take a look, here's our high, and hold on real quick. Here's our high, here's our lows. And, ultimately we're stuck in this range right now, not really moving anywhere progressively. If we zoom in and take a look right here, okay, we can see that we have a left shoulder, we have a head, and we put in a right shoulder here recently. So we need to be very mindful of this neckline right here, which is going to be this dotted trend line. If we break this trend line, there is a very strong chance that the head and shoulder is going to play out and take us back down to that $16 area on Solana. So be paying close attention to that, okay? 1986 is a major support level right now. We consolidated there really ever since the beginning of April. It's been a strong support level. So you can see here, we've tested it many, many times, right? We tested it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so many times, guys, all throughout here. And really what you have to keep in mind is that the more times you test the level, the weaker it gets, right? So this 1986 level is still holding strong at the moment, but it's been holding strong for a very long time. And there is that chance it's getting weaker. And if we end up breaking this neckline, there is a strong chance we come back down around towards that $16 area on Solana. Now, you can use things like the MACD, okay, and the RSI to spot potential entries and exits. Now, let me go over the RSI first. Now, if you're not familiar with this, this is your relative strength index. It's going to measure the relative strength of a token at its given price. So the way to use it, and my favorite way to use it, honestly, is to look for a divergence. And this is when price action and the price of, the token or the ticker, whatever it is that you're looking at, is doing something different than the RSI. So in this case, we have a high and then we have a higher high, right? So clearly, the price of the token is in an uptrend, okay? But if we look here, we have a high and then we actually have a lower high. So the relative strength is clearly in a downtrend. So what this means is that we're losing relative strength in the token as the price is going higher. This is a term known as bearish divergence, and it's an indicator you may see some type of bearish activity. Now, you combine that with the MACD, and this was a setup for a really great sell signal, okay, to potentially get out of here, or if you're a short trader, potentially go short. And the reason being was we had that bearish divergence, and we also got the red line crossing below the yellow line here, and which is known as an exit signal on the MACD, right? So when it comes to the MACD, that's the main thing you want to pay attention to is that red line. And when it crosses below, that's a potential exit signal, right? And so we get bearish divergence, then we get an exit signal, and we see we have a very sharp sell-off afterwards. Now over here, we got a MACD crossover to the upside where the red line crossed above, and you can see we had a strong push up, but ultimately we found resistance there at 23.49, and we ended up getting a pullback, right? Now, after we got that pullback, we had a move up, pullback, aka retracement, some healthy consolidation, and then we pushed up higher and got a new high. And we also got a MACD crossover back to the upside here after we held support and consolidated, right? So you're seeing, some nice things in here. And these are really just some nice ways to, help give yourself an edge when it comes to trading. Okay. Investing and trading is like going to battle. It's like going to war. And you want to have the proper weapons at your disposal. You want to have as many weapons at your disposal and know how to properly use them, right? Think of your money as your soldiers. Okay. And so you're putting your soldiers out there to war to try to win the battle of wealth, right? And ultimately you want to come out of the battle victorious and end up wealthy. Well, you need to give your army, your money, your soldiers the best odds and the best chances of success. And so these are just some of the few simple things that I like to use to help give me an edge in the market. Now, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for me. We're going to go ahead and give a quick shout out again to the sponsor today, which is the Tantrum Wallet. All right. As I mentioned, you want to get your money off of these exchanges. What you can do is go to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store and download the Tantrum app today. And when you go to make your purchase, Tantrum is actually sold in packs of 2 or 3 cards, and the additional cards are used for key backups. So when you go to make your purchase, use code Exactly. That's ZACHLY, like the channel name Exactly Trades. That will get you a discount on your purchase. And what's really nice about it is that gives it the backup option. Okay. Not many other hardware wallets have backup options for your cryptocurrency. So, we've all heard those stories of back in the day when someone bought Bitcoin at an extremely low price years and years and years ago, and then they lost the password or they lost their hardware wallet, and now they don't have access to it, and that cryptocurrency is gone forever. But Tangem, you do have backup capabilities. It's super easy to use. All you have to do is scan and activate, set up the password, and you can start making transactions. The setup time is also extremely quick. It's typically about 1 to 3 minutes. It only took me about 2 minutes to get mine set up. Some really great features as well that I love about it is that it's completely waterproof. So, if it does happen to get completely submerged in water or something, you don't have to panic. It will still work. It's also freeze proof and temperature resistant, and it's DeFi compatible. You can exchange, buy NFTs, make loans and deposits in more than 100 different decentralized applications with the help of Wallet Connect, compatible with over 2,700 cryptocurrencies and expanding more and more all the time. So, download the app today. All right. The Tangem app. And when you go to make your purchase, use code Exactly, ZACHLY, and that will get you a discount on your purchase.